Welcome to Hispanic Conservative. This is Celia. How are you? Um, had to get ready for work. I'm going to the restaurant today, and so I'm kind of dressed already. I just need to like change my pants, put on my shoes, and some other things. But I have about an hour to get this done and loaded and everything. So I'm trying to be in a hurry. Okay, so there has been so much stuff going on this week. President Trump, exciting news. Like I said before, I'm so happy. But there has been so much going on. There is so much news. It's actually really hard to kind of keep up because there's always something coming out from here, from there, from here, from there, right? Okay, so let's go back to the beginning, to the inauguration day, which was fabulous. Okay. Okay. So at the ceremony, at the inauguration ceremony, the people were walking in, right? You see Jeff Bezos and what's her name? Lauren Sanchez, I think. And I'm looking at her coat and I'm like, oh, that's a nice coat and this and that, right? Oh, she looks real pretty. And she takes off her coat and but bam, you just see her bra. And I'm just like, oh my God. And I thought about it later and I'm just like, oh, welcome to the 90s, because that was a thing back in the 90s. And you could even maybe go back to Madonna with your bra strap showing underneath. But this is like the middle. Just like I was just like, okay, first of all, welcome to the 90s. Second, this is not your show, right? This is President Trump's show, not yours, right? So it's like someone else wearing white to someone else's wedding, right? And you're trying to outshine the person that it's supposed to be about. That's not that's just bad manners, I think. You shouldn't be doing that. Third thing, if we go back to the 90s, Selena wore it better. But you know what? It was her show. It was Selena's show. She could do whatever, dress the way she wanted to dress. And that was because she was on stage, right? But some people, I guess, they need their 30 seconds of fame. And I was just laughing about it. I mean, I don't know. And I think I saw some other picture of her wearing like this black see through, like one bodysuit, like a onesie, right? And then her bra and her underwear underneath. And Megan Kelly can make some really good comments about that. It's just too funny. Oh man, she just has horrible taste in clothes. It's one thing when you're 20 or something and you're going to a nightclub and yeah, okay, you can kind of get away with it. But whatever your age is, I don't know. She looks like she's probably 40 something. I mean, she's got a nice figure, but come on, you're a woman. You need to dress appropriately, at least for the appropriate occasion, right? Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so let me go back to, and I had lost my notes. I had written a lot of pages, and like just the week, right? Just since this week. So I'm just going to go through some things real quick in case you didn't know. Bolton and Fauci have lost their Secret Service protection. I didn't even know they had it. I don't know why they would still have it. Just like the security clearance for some people. Like, why do you still have a security clearance if you're not in government business, right? You shouldn't be knowing all these things if you're not in a government job. Just so these people can go on CNN or wherever, MSNBC or whatever, and go start talking, flapping their gums about things that I don't know. And I think sometimes some of those things are lies too, but I don't know. We'll see. Um, and then the executive order for JFK, RFK, and MLK assassinations. Hopefully, we don't get a lot of redacted pages, like all blacked out with that marker, the marker going all the way across. Because then what's the point? But he is fulfilling a promise that he made the first term. So now's the right time, only because Mike Pompeo was like, no, it's not the right time to release it in the first term, right? He was telling President Trump not to do it, not to do it, not to do it. And oh, that was a tackle. There's a soccer game going on right now anyway. I don't even know. I don't care about the Super Bowl. Bread and circuses, my friend. Bread and circuses when you know what's going on. Last time I talked about eggs, right? I don't know if they were 417 or 413 a dozen. One dozen. This time I shopped for eggs. I was looking for it. I thought, and I'm eating my eggs slowly because I don't want to spend a lot of money like every week buying another dozen eggs. So So whatever that price was last time, this time $4.71 a dozen. This isn't even cage or pasture or whatever. These are just regular eggs. The 3 dozen, which I did buy, oh my gosh, like $7, 6.99. That's just, I think it was 1 cent cheaper per egg if I bought the 18. So I'm like, okay, might as well. Um, oh yeah, I was going to talk about this. Before COVID, that there's a 5 liter box of wine by Franzia, and at HEB, when I used to go in the store, it was $11 and some change, maybe close to $12. Okay, after COVID or during COVID, I guess when people were allowed to go to grocery, whatever, Um, it went up to $13 and maybe 13.70, whatever, almost $14 for the box for the 5 liter. Okay, then the price went down. So because I do curbside HEB, it's a little bit more expensive per item than if you actually went in the store and picked it yourself and bought it, went to the checkout. So 12.97 for the 5 liter chillable red, right? But they were out this time. So I'm like, okay. And I could have probably gone to another HEB and tried to find it. I just hate going to the grocery store and being in the crowd of people and being in a line for one or two things. Anyway, so I went to a liquor store. I went to Don's and Ben's, and I thought, because last time I had gone to Don's and Ben's, it was like 15 bucks, right? 15, almost $16 maybe, when it was $11 at HEB. And I'm like, man, okay, that's a $4 difference, whatever, maybe five. So anyway, HEB didn't have it. I went to the Dons and Bands, and that box of 5 liter chillable red was $21.99. I was just like, what the heck is this? It's crazy. Now, I guess if you figure it per liter, you know, still it's kind of cheap if you think of it per liter, but I'm thinking about the box and what I spend over here for $13 and over there it's $22. I mean, that's a big difference for the same thing. What, $9 or something? That's crazy. Anyway, I'm like, this is just, I did buy it, but I was like, this is just a crazy price. And I'm just, mm-mm. I guess next time if they're out at one HEB, I'm going to have to go go to a different one and try to find it over there. Okay, so the elections, let's moving on to the nominations for the cabinet, right? So the Senate had 50-50. Of course, it was Mitch McConnell and Murkowski who didn't vote for Pete Hegseth for defense secretary. So they had to call JD Vance in to come break the tie. So then it ended up being 51 yay, 50 nay. That was on Friday. I think I wrote it. Yeah, that was on Friday. And then yesterday morning on Saturday, he was sworn in. I was so happy. But these people are so conniving and okay. So he was sworn in Saturday. Of course, Marco Rubio was sworn in earlier in the week, and I think I did mention that. I think that was on the 21st. Um, I also heard no more X. So for your passport, you're either male or female. There's no more options. Oh, okay. I did do this one. Okay. The other thing I wanted to mention, watch. If you have not seen the press conference with Mr. and Mrs. Trump meeting with Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, and some of these other politicians over there. She kept trying to interrupt. Oh, but it was just so funny. I mean, it just kept dogging her, and I'm enjoying watching her get cut off. She's trying to cut off the president, but he's like, no, because people want to get in there and go start cleaning up their land, but they won't let them because it's dangerous. And she kept saying, oh, it's for their safety. It's for their safety. The microphone that she had. Oh, it's so they can be safe, whatever. Right. And President Trump's like, everything's burned. There's nothing left to catch fire. What are you talking about? Oh, it's just so funny. Anyway, and then the guy that's sitting next to the mayor, he takes his microphone. Take it away from her, please, so she can shut up. It was so good. And he was just telling them, why aren't people going in there and cleaning up their land already? What, they had to wait a week. And then people say they had to wait 18 months to get a permit. 18 months. I mean, what are we talking? 2027? That's just crazy. And he's like, well, you have emergency powers. Why don't you do something? Let's get on with it, you know. But she's like, oh, so they can be safe. There's nothing left to burn, lady. Come on now. So, I mean, I don't know. They got to, it's just so messed up in California. Y'all voted for these people. I don't know. Don't have any sense. The problem is they don't have a care for what anybody else is going through. No compassion, no consideration. You know, oh, my house is fine. So you'll be okay. You can live in the street. You can keep paying for a hotel for another 18 months, you know, while you get your clean up your land first and then build your house because it's going to cost more money and more time to even build the house once the land is already cleared. It's just crazy slow. The bureaucracy is stupidly amazing in California. Stupidly amazing. So Trump had two conditions to help, I guess, financially with California and whatever. He said, my two conditions are voter ID. You need to implement voter ID here in California and release the water. And you know that's going to take the whole California legislation to vote and get that done. And those Democrats are not going to want to do it. So I don't know how these people need to feel threatened in their job. These politicians, the representatives in California, need to feel threatened about their job so they can do something about it for these people. It's just crazy. Just, you know, keep your eye. We'll try to keep an eye on that. So they're talking about also too, as far as money, the cost of things in government, the budget, eliminating the penny because it costs 3 cents to make 1 cent. So there's a loss right there. I thought there was some other country that did that. They got rid of the one. I don't know. I don't think the euro. I think the euro has a 1 and a 2 cent, but they have probably less 1 cent, or they just round. I don't know. It was a country I visited once, and they didn't even have a one, the unit right of the dollar or whatever their money was. It was just, you know, you have to consider. I guess. I mean, if everything ended with a five or a zero in price wise, and you already had a VAT tax, which is something that we should consider. The tax is already included in the price. This thing costs $12. That's what you pay. And you don't need pennies. But you can't have it with a regular tax the way we do it. Some things taxable, some things are not. The tax has to already be in the price that you see that you pay, like it is in Europe, right? When you go to Europe, that's the price. There's nothing added to it. So you know what you have. You don't have to start calculating, oh, a tax an 8.25 or whatever it is wherever you live. You know, it's just complicates things. Um some places that are closing, 7-Eleven, Walgreens, Macy's, we know Big Lots is closing also. It's a shame though. Some of these stores were really great. I can't believe Macy's would be one of them. Well, somebody's going to have to take over that Thanksgiving parade if that happens. FDA withdraws the ban of menthol in cigarettes because it would make some companies go broke. Well, I thought that's what they wanted, to make cigarettes go broke. But then they'll sell you a vape, which is worse for you because it has what, butane in it, some kind of gas. They can explode. I don't know, whatever. I don't know the details of a vape, but I think got the gas, and then it's, I don't know, whatever. You can tell me, put it in the notes. Dress code for Spirit Airlines. No see-through clothing or bare feet. Why would anybody walk around in a public area with bare feet? A lot of the hotels I've stayed in, even when I go to Europe, I never walked around in bare feet. And even when I was in the shower, I put a small the washcloth in there, and that's what I would step on in the tub. Because you don't know, people have athletes' feet or whatever. And then if you step on it, that's how you get those problems. Yeah, no thank you. Okay. So, yeah, God, there's going to be so much news coming out. 10 days of darkness, maybe? CDC, FDA, and health what is that? NIH and HHS not allowed to publish reports, health advisories, or update their websites. This is good. An executive order, no federal money to abortions. Yep. That's where we should be going. And oh, this is the other thing too. Trump talking to the WEF, where it's just so great when they're like, "Oh, congratulations, President Trump and this and that," and he's like, "We're not going to be subject to." I mean, I don't. What was it? I should have taken more detailed notes about that, but telling them basically to bugger off. Oh, I love it. Oh, and he's just so honest. Like when President Trump was talking to the mayor of LA, like, you're just basically you're so stupid. Oh man. Okay. Vivek out at Doge. And of course Trump signs the executive order to release and declassify for the JFK, RFK, and MLK assassinations in 15 days. And I think that was Thursday. So from Thursday's date, 15 days. Because I remember I was in this particular classroom. So 15 days from there, you know, it's going to be, there's so much. It's so crazy. I think that's it. Because I had all these different papers. I kept leaving one at home and I grabbed a new one. See, I have all these. And I wanted to get this done before I go to the restaurant. So I have about an hour before I need to skedaddle out of here. So I need to finish and upload. Um, Also, too, if you don't mind liking and subscribing, that would be great. Make some comments if you have of a correction for me. I'm okay with being corrected because sometimes I'm in a classroom and or I'm wherever I am and I'm in a hurry and I'm just writing down something and I don't get all the details because somebody's talking. So, I get part of stuff. I don't get to write the whole thing because by the time I'm writing something, I forget the rest of what they just said. Pentagon officials fired or suspended if they were involved in arms sales to Ukraine. Get rid of these people. And Zelensky asked for U.S. troops, right? They ran out of their own guys. Oh, we want some of yours so we can get them killed too. No thanks, dude. Little man's disease. I just laugh every time I see that guy. I remember when Obama picked him and they were like, oh, he's an actor and this and that. And I'm like, why are they putting an actor with no politics in there? What is the show? Yeah, it's a show. It's the movie you're watching. You know, that and 17, 17, 17. Okay. Anyway, I think that's it for now because I gotta finish getting ready and all that kind of stuff before I have to go to the restaurant. But it's a new week now. Today is the first the what do you call it? The last day. Yeah, of the first full week of President Trump. People in Europe are loving it. If you ever get to watch some podcasts from the UK, like maybe the Lotus Eaters or um, who else was it? GB News. They've got some really great, what's going on over there. Meyer, 2CTV, some other great stuff. So if you pay attention what's going on over there, a lot of people in the UK see what's going on here, and Trump is doing this, and he's deporting illegals, and he's, um, all these other some of these things that I said. Now, inflation is still going to be a problem for a while, but just when it comes to even when he went to North Carolina to talk to these people, he was going to bring the Army Corps of Engineers to fix the dam and start fixing things because the Biden administration didn't do a darn thing, and they can't. And there was one lady, she was talking at the podium and she was saying that she couldn't even get, I guess, approval or something. What was it? To get her house or her land, something done there without proof that the dam had already been fixed. But there's nobody doing it. They're not doing it. So that has to be done first. And then the people can start coming in and, I don't know, repairing or fixing or rebuilding, whatever they're doing. However it works, I'm not too sure. There's a lot of different laws everywhere, but just taking so long for people, If it wasn't for all the bureaucracy, people could already be having, by now, especially in North Carolina, once they had cleared off their own land, they could already have their house, depending on the size, maybe some of them half built or fully built by now. I mean, this is just crazy ridiculous. And in California either, some of these people can't even get on their land. Too much. It's just too much. Anyway, I pray for these people and things go well. And I hope things start kicking in with President Trump getting in there and helping these people because they need that help. They want to get back in their homes, get their home rebuilt, and get on with life. I don't know how they're doing it, if they're working remotely or working at all. Some of these people probably don't even have the money to rebuild a house like what they had. I don't know. But that's what if they want to take over the land, they sure had a good plan in place, didn't they? Just like what they did in North Carolina, what they do in all these other places, and in Maui too, so they can take over land from people. I don't know, whatever that is, if it's true, but a lot of things are being revealed to people. They're finally beginning to see what's really going on and who's who and how they're not for us. They're covering for their, I don't know, their evil partners in the deep state and the things that they do. And it's too bad for people that are blind to it and just don't want to see what's going on. But hopefully, the dark will come into light, and what is coming without divulging the whole real statement. But you know, we pray for these people and hope they get back on their feet real soon. President Trump, just keep going, sir. Keep going. Keep cutting the foreign aid. Don't give any foreigners any money. They're coming in with money to invest in the United States, like Saudi Arabia, and this Masayoshi. Is that his name? This other man who said 100 million, and Trump was like, "Oh, why not two?" And he came back later and he said 500 million. So it is 500 billion. That's a lot of money. In Saudi Arabia too, they're going to come invest. And I wish, okay, and he did say something about telling Saudi Arabia to lower the oil prices, and I'm like, please, because on the diesel, because I use a diesel in my vehicle, my SUV. Last time I said it was like what, 330. Now it's up to 360, 350, 360, 350 if you have the discount card. But still, $3.60 per gallon. How is, see, this is part of the problem of the inflation in the grocery stores, because the diesel is if the diesel was $1 cheaper, that would probably help the prices in the stores. Right? Right. Okay. Yeah, we all know that. I know, we all know that. Anyway, I better let it go here because I got to get going, and we're about 23 minutes in and a half. So, what else? I'll try to get back soon. It's tough when of course I'm working, but I hope y'all have a good day, and God bless you all. Where we go on, we go on. And This is Celia with Hispanic Conservative, and I am out of here. Okay, bye, y'all.